Good morning. This is my first one of the day. You can see autumn is well upon us, leaves are all falling. This is a fairly new job of mine. I've only had this one since January, and I'm not sure what it's going to be like, but I know one thing: all these leaves are going to be coming down at some point, and there's a hell of a lot of them. So I only come in here one morning a week. I'll have to see how I cope with everything. So this is all the front, and I'm just getting a few bits out ready to go. So I don't think anyone's in. I think the builders have moved on. I'll show you around the back quickly. So this really is a pretty place to work. I really like coming here. It's quite big for me. Another big one. I didn't really need another big one, but I couldn't say no to it. So originally, this time last year, there were two ladies working here, and I had a phone call in January. Never get phone calls in January for work. I got a phone call asking if I could come in and do some leaf clearance through January, because the lady gardeners that came here, they didn't work from October all back round till the spring again. So I came in and I started to do just some general leaf clearance for them, and then they seemed to like me. So when the spring came back round, the ladies turned up and I was here still, and they asked the ladies not to worry anymore. And I didn't lowball them. I didn't sort of come in and give a cheaper price. I just was prepared to work through the winter, whereas the ladies weren't willing to do through the winter time. So yeah, but I am on my own here. That's the only problem. Whereas there were two of the ladies, it's just me, and I have to basically do everything. So at the minute, I've not really got my teeth into it yet. I say these people aren't quite moved in yet. They'll probably be here the next time I come here. So all I've been trying to do is keep on top of the grass. Things just look sort of scruffy to me. There's a load of... this bed at the back here, I've not even attempted anything on yet. I'll show you a bit closer. Yeah, there's a load of plants, shrubs, bushes, trees at the back here that I've not even really had a good look at yet. So yeah, when the people move in, I will have to have a bit of a chat with them and just find out really what they're wanting me to do, because there's so much here that needs doing. I'll only be here for a morning a week. At the minute I only give them 3 hours a week. That's all I can sort of give them at the minute. The one thing I could do is maybe come in with my dad next year and see if he's got some spare time and we'll come in together and knock it out. But it's just it's a tricky one. So I have a new tool. It's an edger. I've been watching all the videos, American lot. Am I really zoomed in? Jesus Christ! Anyway, I've been watching all the American videos, and they all seem to have these edges. Now I've done bits of it before with a strimmer, and my strimmer doesn't seem to like it too much. I don't know whether or not it's because my strimmer's like the ball handle ones, and it's sort of more done for like sort of banks and that sort of thing. But it doesn't seem to like it too much. So I did it for a while with that. But when I see this at my local garden machinery place, it just sort of clips onto my combi, and I'm pleased with it. I probably could have done without it, but when I see it, I thought, you know what, I've got to have it. And I didn't show you me doing it because I'm a bit of a virgin with it at the minute, and seems to be okay. Nothing is straight. Obviously, it's English garden, but and these granite things are basically the hardest thing on earth. So you hit one of them and you know it, you're bouncing all around. Anyway, I'm gonna delayed it enough. I'm going to start cutting the grass.
So we're now into October, but the last couple of weeks in England have been absolutely glorious. It's been absolutely perfect gardening weather. Um, the only thing that's not so perfect is early morning dew is quite heavy. This place I'm at the minute probably wouldn't properly dry out till lunchtime, but so just got to bag everything, keep it nice and tidy. The leaves haven't really started. I know there's a sort of bit of a dusting, but they've not started really. Um, they'll all come down at once, I'm sure, once the weather changes a little bit. So I've actually now, by the time I've filmed this and now doing this little bit of narration, I actually met the people. They have actually moved in now, and they all seem very nice. They seems to be wants to do a little bit of the garden himself. He said about cutting some of the grass himself. The gentleman that lived here before cut all of this grass himself. He had a ride-on mower, and that was just what I wanted to talk to you about now. Most people see me cutting this grass and would probably think I'm crazy because I'm doing it with a 21-inch. Now, what generally tends to happen in the UK is, well, I say in the UK, is what happens to me and my dad. We've any of these big lawns that we do, the people that own the gardens tend to have a ride-on mower already, so they would go out and buy a ride-on mower, a bigger one, and would then let us use it. Now that's happened to me on 3 of my jobs, and it's happened to my dad at least 4 of his jobs.
Now the people that buy these ride-on mowers obviously have a fair amount of money anyway. I think they tend to buy them because they have an idea of doing it themselves maybe. Most of the people I've worked for in the past have all had a bit of a inkling to do the grass themselves. They like the idea of it until they start doing it and they think, yeah, no, I'm not really fancy it too much. So it's all a little bit of trust, they trust us to look after the mowers. So if you picked up a new job like this and they didn't know your background, they may not be too quick to hand you the keys to their new mower. But I've built up a reputation that hopefully people can trust me enough to be let loose with their mowers. So hopefully this place next spring may have a ride-on mower that either I'll use or the customer himself will use to cut his back lawn, and that will free me up a heck of a lot to be doing other things throughout the garden. So yeah, sit back and watch this video. If you're UK based, American based, Australian based, let me know if you use any of the customers' mowers. I tend not to try and use too many of the customers' tools. Never use any of their hand tools or anything like that. Sometimes I have customers that actually like me to use their mowers, and I don't mind doing that, but sometimes the customers' mowers are just not quite up to scratch. But I suppose at the end of the day they buy these expensive mowers one part of their life and they want to see them used. So drop me a comment, let me know what you use, and yeah, sit back and watch. Hope you're all okay. Take care. I'll see you soon. Be good. Bye bye.